Right, there we see you for welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, good evening. Thank you very much for choosing us here. Yeah, baby, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. There's a lot so if you had to unpack for your husband Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel and turn on notification in the notification turn and make sure what you do all send a better content via your best share more your first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube like we've always done. So of course thank you very much. There's a lot to go through, there's a lot to discuss, and thank you very much to everybody. We are very, very grateful for the love, for the support and everything that you showed us over the last 1 year. It's an honor, and we want to come back and do again. Oh, I see, but there's a lot more. There's a lot to walk through. I see all them. I see. This is not about the Black Stars, but please permit me. Why, Michelle? Just permit me to rant for a few minutes before I talk about why really I'm here. So, Yabo, 3 games in the 2025 Morocco AFCON qualifier. Ghana Airline was in third position. Mind you, a year 2 teams been a bit in qualify. And Oshe Baby Ghana Dana. I got 2 games. It means that Ghana fate in Samubia. So in the lead up to match, Ghana has to score. Else, if Ghana doesn't get 4 points from the games that they are playing, their fate is not going to be in their hands. Now, Sudan needed 4 points now, now their fate is in their hands. And it is very, very likely, say, for the very first time in 2 decades, and a very unusual, Ghana isn't going to qualify for the AFCON in Morocco. And a shambolic time. See, a record low for the Black Stars of Ghana and everything Ghana football, especially for the Black Stars. And if you look at how Ghana have sunk, how results have been very shambolic, and how Anyema are very, very bad for Ghana, you can understand how bad things have been. Say Ghana echo away, Kokoba against Nigeria or Bahrain. Ghana doesn't get anything, just a draw. Ghana will feel in the first time in 24 years. First time in over 2 decades. Ghana elusuye for the very first time at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium against an Angolan side. See, like you do level we say that. It has never been this bad. Mimi feels me Ghana. Our worst has been that quarter-final exit in the AFCON. As a young boy when I was following the Black Stars up and down the country, it had never been like this. But for the very first time, we are at crossroads where the country and I dare say the passion of the nation, like a Jiregu. And to see if you go on social media, everybody is blaming everybody. You be blaming ministry, be blaming president, you be blaming coach, you be blaming GFA president. What have you? Obi blaming Obi. But it's at a record low. We've always been blaming. Blame. We've gotten to this point, and still the blame game still goes on. Now let me walk you through some statistics before this one. Before this game, me about 15 games outside Ghana. Till you, 15 games outside Ghana. Not too better than you. Before this game, about 15 games outside Ghana, not too better than you. Before this game, now in your last 2 AFCONs, you're winning match back. We exited both group stages without a single win. So the football has been dwindling. It has been coming. And yet Nassim. It has been bad. In well over 2 decades. It's not possible for you to come to Ghana and take you to the Baba Yara Ghana. It hasn't happened. And see, we are wine. The mighty Egypt came here. With Trezeguet morning, all of those people. All the big names, all the big Pharaoh names, no, they came to Kumasi. They were wallowed 6-1. Same Black Stars. Coached by a local coach at the time. And the current coach was saying AE free the qualifications for the AFCON in Kwesiapia. So we are at a point where we've not been before. Yeah, establishes our facts, you know. Get it in here. We are at crossroads. That's why when people were taking desperate measures, me, I did not fault them. Because then maybe a year come, and you're in a ditch. And it is getting bad by the day. The more hope you get, the more your hope gets dashed. The border against Sudan, once you see, oh, when we go away, it's away from home. There is too much pressure when we play in home games. We can go and negotiate it. You see, oh, we are unlucky against Sudan. I mean, they are not going to be lucky for a second time. When we go away, we'll go and get a job done. There you have it. 2 goals from 2 expensive defensive errors. Alidu Seidu, Gideon Mensah, Mohamed Salisu. How do you get bullied on this ball, especially the second ball for Mohamed Salisu? I just cannot fathom. He went into this game like this, dictating the pace of the game. AstroTurf, yes, we have those issues. But Mama Mia, come on. It shouldn't get in this bizarre. Because it's too bizarre. What's a record low? Say, as a country, I just cannot imagine. Say, yeah, but of course, me who be that? Me. Since I began following the game, I have never seen something like this before. It is as a record low. But then you have it, it's the truth, it's the thing. It is essentially the ABC. What's happening in there? It's that Ghana most likely won't qualify for the AFCON. So Ghana beats my qualifier. It means that the next 2 games of Sudan, they should not get at least 1 point from there. It's not possible. Because Sudan was 6 points. Ghana was 2 points. So Sudan lose 2 games in so Oshebako is 9 points. Just about draw. So lose 1 or draw 1, and as we lose 2 now. They shouldn't get more than 1 point in the 2 games. How is this possible? The Sudan team has beaten you. They play Niger in Libya. Ombebo Angola. They went to Angola. They were tough against the Angolans. What are you saying? They will beat you. They will get a job done and go. And it has been shambolic. It has been coming. Everybody in this country knows how the Black Stars have sunk. And see, after the game, and this is the record for Ghana. 2018, Yanko World Cup, Felicia qualified Coxa World Cup in Russia. 2019, AFCON round of 16, any free move, group stage exit, round of 16 exit. 2021, AFCON, that time, show, Nedibia Yako AFCON. After do maybe no, now AFCON, no, semi-final, finals for almost every year, semi-final, final. And after the young qualifying World Cup in 2018, yeah, but AFCON 2019. And I know groups, round of 16, year free. And AFCON 2021, year free group stage, we need a single game. AFCON 2020, AFCON 2020, World Cup 2022, you qualify a call. What's the name? Wherever went to play a World Cup, year free group stage. And you go AFCON 2022, group stage exit. AFCON 2023, group stage exit. Without winning a single game. So in 2019, 2023, in AFCON, we need a single game. Not a single game in both AFCONs. Not one. What are you saying? And we are rebuilding. Nothing to show for it. 2025 AFCON. We are missing out of it. So it's a record low. And I just cannot fathom. I can't. To be very honest with you. Like, I sat in the office, like, I was just distraught. AFCON 2025. Come on, man. That is bizarre. Very, very bizarre. But then you have it as the truth. See, here, Black Stars in here. Baby, I do. Me imagine, we get to some of these points. These things have to happen so that we learn. Because we've been peppering over the cracks. Changing managers, changing all of these things here, pepper over the cracks. Time has come for us to know that there is a proper reboot needed across every facet of sport. Every stakeholder of the game is needed. And your GFA president and then your minister and then your president and Everybody involved in sports conversation is needed on that round table to find measures to bringing back the love of getting the job done. I mean, it happens to the Italian national team. A man called Euros. The learned things. Spalletti comes in, changes things at the FIGC. It's working now. You need to make changes. Changes have to happen. Somebody has to lose their job. We've been changing courses since time. See, forget these people. Let's talk about most important thing. Okay. What is the probability, say, on a day Thomas Tuchel gets linked to the England job? No? That is the day at Chelsea sporting directors the first interview. You know we go that. Say sporting directors interview. And me be Casimir Cho me be din komo bi as senior Cho. Say time at ball in the Baghdad the Gbali clearly for no. Eto on club no. They had a plan. One of the first things was non-autonomy. Saying you papa ain't taking every decision. You always have to go through multiple brains, multiple minds. Because you think that it's essential for people to be proofreading things. Essential for people to be proofreading ideas and saying that I disagree with this, you. And so I tell you no more. Christopher Vivell, it was Wayne Stanley, and then a branch of friend Stewart. Me and Sanane in charge of Chelsea Ejuma. And a Vivell also be so-called gardening leave. Because Ejuma structure no share and he didn't believe in it. No mujade man koi. And a sporting directors the baby you in a branch of friend Stewart and Wayne Stanley. Then Shields became the technical director. So nobody in charge of the academy restructure, in charge of player recruitment, or in charge of scouts. They'll use data to get a job now. So Kaya, I brought to the ball in the back that the Bali Chelsea. One of the first things that they complain about is the fact that the junior teams there academy, and even the senior team, when exchanging data, there was no circulation of data in that building, and it was bad. For people that have gone through equity investment and then turning around businesses, that is something shambolic, and they will not accept it. So they always make sure Chelsea will have a way where data will be the backbone of every decision every decision will be made for the help of affairs. It was always important, always key in the grand scheme of things for them. And they push for it, they ask for it, they put measures into place for Sadio. Now, I am seeing this off the back, say, Chelsea sporting directors to the Telegraph have had an interview. And in that interview, a revealing. Nemo BB so I was interview almost discussing the things about Chelsea, what they've done. Almost even the number of academy players come for teams are bomb time at teams who say Chelsea on here. And yet Konogala Gankwan. According to the Konogala Sikana put in this guy, it was nothing. That Barcelona, Madrid, the money buyer, money at the other have come to them asking for some very important academy players. It's how much it say English media say, oh, them they just wanted to sell for PSR or they don't take all their players and they almost say. And see, Obia or this sporting directors needing come. It starts from Matt Law and Kasa. Matt Law really did not agree with the project until he spoke to the sporting directors. Nizar Cancela also had a lot of issues with projects or a lot of things, and people were saying, say, Cancela cry Manchester United, until he spoke to the sporting directors. Then there was a very critical and vocal voice in a branch of John Michael Obi on the Obi-Wan podcast. And some of us say, yeah, after speaking to these people, they seem very sharp. They know exactly what they are doing. So you should be careful. Recently, Gary Cahill on Sky, any match of the day, he was clear, BBC match of the day rather. He was clear, say, on all there. After speaking to them, Odi team called USA, Okohu Ejuma, Enzo Maresca, he knew that this is a team that was really, really going to do well. He wasn't too worried about Sani Madema. And he knew that things were going to come together for him. And Messi, what was the probability? Say to kill England for because because England for Neka. Say England Ejumano most likely don't be Thomas Tuchel. And they go for the probable lineups are maybe so about 4 back, maybe so about 3 back. Oshe probable lineup was almost about Cowell, Stones, Gay as a back 3. No about Bukayo Saka and Trent Alexander as the wing back. About Jebele Handy Declan Rice as the 2 DMs. Phil Foden, Cole Palmer as inside 10s. All the Tuchel Posad double 10s. Then Harry Kane up top. a lot of the variations. I'm thinking that Thomas Tuchel most likely is going to stick with a 4-back, but the principles are going to be there. The philosophy is going to be there. Principles of a solid defensive base, building up with 3, and Sadio Mane will be there. But essentially, he would want to go with a 4-back because England have what it takes to play with a 4. Tuchel didn't just play with a 3 at Chelsea because of so about 3. He played because materials never want to fit playing in a 3. And of course, Oko Bayern, everybody saw it where he was playing with a 4. Upamecano, Kim Jae-min, Dyer sometimes, Delete combining the children to from the back to, and then of course wingers of Mazraoui sometimes Rafael Guerrero, and Abrante FN, Alfonso Davies, sometimes Joshua Kimmich. So and it's about the principles. But so I bring Chelsea for Sake Thomas Tuchel. So Chelsea here. Me just when yanje. Because me kai baby na me wopa. Time at Chelsea Sake Thomas Tuchel. And I was wondering, hey, how do you sack Thomas Tuchel? One of the best managers, in fact, maybe one of my favorite managers of all time, Thomas Tuchel. The communication skills, the charisma, everything that you want to get from a manager, Thomas Tuchel embodies it, and that's it better. So again, at Chelsea sacking Thomas Tuchel. And it's in a Chelsea man coin. And on the day at Chelsea Sporting Directors about to try and explain on actions in the Chelsea team, then how is it that Saturday now Thomas Tuchel say about? But sometimes these things do happen. And then Uti follow on Sky. Sky said Tuchel in talks to become the next England men's manager in their honor. Speaking about him, but see. Chelsea Sporting Directors didn't come on. Let me walk you through everything that they said. You don't get it anywhere but here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I want to subscribe to the channel. So subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. It's imperative. So turn on notification on, and then make sure saying the notification turn you do choose all. Michelle, share the link so mama share link. It's very, very important. So share link. No more for so you share. Then they enjoy the analysis. Share. And then Mati say, Kylian Mbappe is being investigated in Sweden. And Mbappe has come out to say that it's wrong. And then apparently, Mbappe was in Sweden with Nina for after saying he decided to go for international team camp and that he wanted to rest. Now, there's a possibility to say Bobby Bahoni at the other. I don't know why I almost say investigators are investigating for that. Apparently, last night, Madrid had emergency crisis meeting on Kylian Mbappe. But Mbappe has come out quickly to debunk the story. Say, oh no, he has not been with any woman. He has not done anything wrong in there. But essentially, he is telling everybody, say it's fake news. And on Mbappe there, on Obia and and he is fine. He is clean with respect to everything that he wants to do. Mbappe has come out to throw away that conversation. By way of other news, there call rounds. You say Ancelotti so added a new video analyst if we find out adding up a Liverpool team in him, because essentially he wants to make sure so being a very, very good team and then build it up from there. And a video analyst and not any year Juma our team and their friend find out not any. But now let's start with everything. First one, Matslo besides Chelsea Sporting Directors no about Enzo Maresca. Guess the answer. Matslo Ibiza Sporting Directors, and this question was answered by stewards about Chelsea Sporting Directors. And I'll say, when Stanley and Stewart back new Chelsea boss, and according to the mom, say Enzo was somebody we admired and keen to bring here. We were really excited by the way he works, aligned with the club and the playing squad, how it's set up to move forward, and we absolutely see him here for long term. That's definitely how we see it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. There's a part that's very, very intriguing. In there, he speaks about why they chose a coach, a friend Enzo Maresca. And they almost say, okay, they wanted him, all of that. There is a part to maybe Enzo Maresca said, Stewart and Winston said, yes, tactics needed. I'm not saying now a lot of the people are not also were linked to them. They're also good with tactics. So what's special with Enzo Maresca? And listen to what Winston Mo Ekai in terms of how they wanted to play, how Enzo Maresca and Ayan and Nioma, how they were moved by how he was going to be in there, how they felt Enzo Maresca was going to be one of the best managers in there. Or say sporting director Enzo Maresca. One, he has got the personality to manage a club and coach this team. Case closed. One of the things when you see Mama can do the first point in knowing that a coach is solid is their personality, their charisma, their communication skills. How clear they are on their ideas. You listen to them for the very first time and you get moved. And according to them, on the first time when we see Enzo Maresca, they will fall in love with the personality of Enzo. And they believe that Enzo was next level with whatever that he wanted to do. So they could go on and get a job done with Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca. Maresca will get a job done. And let me continue for you. See, we got the personality. He's got the personality to manage the club and coach this team. So the personality, which is the first thing. Then the tactical nuance, the tactical ability, the tactical know-how to also coach the team. Enzo Maresca has it. I want to say, and he's got a strong belief in his playing style, self-confidence and belief, as we have. And that's translating to the pitch. It's translating to the players. The players have got belief in that too. So none of us are surprised that he grabs it quite quickly. But it's early days and we have got to keep the momentum going in Stewart and Winston. Now again, Lauren Stewart. I think there was an acceptance that there was a lot of work to do. This was about some before Chelsea, where they had to go again. I kept on saying 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I said, Chelsea, it was not going to turn around in just a matter of screwing things. It will take time. And Lauren Stewart said, I think there was an acceptance that there was a lot of work to do. You always want to come out of that as quickly as you can do. So I think you are seeing, after 4 transfer windows, there has been a period of time that for that regeneration of the squad. Paul Stanley adds, we are out of that now. We are completely out of that. We have had to make some brave decisions, but we feel the squad and the staff here at Cobham, the manager and the playing staff, are really good spot for us. And he says after 4 seasons, they have the perfect squad that they wanted. They just have to make tweaks going forward. Bibian say they anticipated it. They knew it was going to take time. Into time and go for Bireti on Sky and whatever in the UK, them they were focused on the job because they knew it was always going to take time. And then after 4 windows, that has been done. Uti launched towards again about Chelsea ambitions. I said this is a club that needs to be in the Champions League. It's a club that needs to be competing to win trophies consistently. And we want to do that with a certain way of playing football as well. So that's absolutely is the ambition in there with respect to where Chelsea want to go from there. And he has said it several times, said, this is where Chelsea want to go. Obviously, we need trophies. But it should be done in a particular way. It should be done in a nice way. It should be done in a much more appealing way. Send them to meet him at home place, send them to managing him, which is very, very important for them. And when Stanley said, we had a significant offer for one of our academy players, and when they were asked, said, oh, Kopama there, or my friend said, Conor Gallagher, they almost turned just for PSR on this animal. No, say, David. You talk Conor Gallagher just for PSR. We saw Conor Gallagher for the specific reason or the fact that this is a player that, based on performance, we didn't think that he fits what Enzo Maresca wanted to. And listen to him, this is what he's saying. Also, we had a significant offer for one of our academy products this summer that we absolutely chose not to take. Who is that guy from the academy? It's what a smash. And they decided not to mention the name of the guy from academy. Chelsea Cosper about PSR. Or say the reality is that it was that. There are other players and more players who we could have sold as well. Like Paul said, there's been interest in other players and we have turned down. Every decision has been performance-based decision, which people have opinions on because that's football. And absolutely, with homegrown players, it's always more emotional than the regular ones. And then, of course, this is in the light of Conor Gallagher conversations and say in that regard over there. About it, what happened with Cole Palmer, what really went down to the sale of Cole Palmer. And again, you get to understand the kind of work that goes in there. I say, ask if Cole Palmer can one day be crowned the best player of the world. Wayne Stanley says, no doubt he can. He's got a bit of maverick personality on the pitch. You can see that. You can see it in training. You can see it in the games. He's got the ability. I say, Lauren Stewart admitted to say, "Tell me Cole Palmer." And now this is a story every 2 hours every catch up. The guys my carry high, if you want to see a video, the thing to watch that see. Still what's it? Time in Chelsea got Copa Kupama from Mancity. They didn't believe that City was selling. And make a story, extended. And I make a say, Shields had proposed Kupama to sporting directors. There were 3 players. Kudus, Olise, Kupama. Nana Olise and Pra. If Chelsea were going to buy Olise, they were going to take a gamble on Olise. Because player don't go turn now we're proud African or recover signing man. Kudus, yes, as an African. My catcher say anytime these guys are buying pure Africans that grew up in Africa, they always take it to the pinch of salt. They're extra careful. And he had been at Ajax. Almost believe he said the steep from the Ajax Eredivisie to the English Premier League, a little bit steep, the jump, So they were also a little bit skeptical. They went to Ajax, they spoke to the agent Jennifer, they spoke to Ajax, but then offer of them Ajax one was bad. They lowballed in that regard. Then Naka Kopama. And a Schultz, who is the technical director, lead of the analyst and scout. And one also I Juma of Manchester City pay when him Kopama, when him our players now. Catch up say, oh, boy be Man City. Now, because the Pep a delivered him, oh, you be Mosa, but boy near solid. It's more pie and conquer fan. Now, according to Chelsea sporting directors, time a Schultz a presentation on Kopama in the videos in the actual. They felt that this is not a boy that City will sell. Because of course City are the most well-run club in England. Into more talent beside the Nomonton. The one boy Jamal Bokra. Now if you listen to Pep Guardiola and Chiki Pakistan, they said that Kopama was about to go on loan. Then Chelsea knocked on the door. Now listen to what Stewart states. Stewart on that Chelsea did not believe City would agree to sell Kopama last summer. See, we didn't think necessarily that we would be able to get him here really. Did we? There was a feeling that no, Kopama won't be for sale. We had been speaking about him throughout the window, and then as it came towards the latter stage of the window, we felt like we wanted to do something else and then do something around that area of the pitch. He came up again, and he came up through, like I told you, Joe Schultz. He came up again, and then we all said, let's go for it. Let's see what's possible. And then there seemed to be a little bit of a feedback that there could be something there. Also from Joe Schultz. That is Schultz's work. When these guys are doing the boardroom job in this animal, Schultz sits down, look at the data, analyze it, look at the players, brings it to them, find if player number 10, when we go out, we start doing the analysis from the bargaining form. Can we get him this animal? And the Schultz go give them that. And that's how they were able to get advantage from Kopama. And I'll say about Kopama, he wants to come. And I said, man, I'm forcing him this kind of that and money back. Now, this is what Wayne Stanley sees. Wayne Stanley said, to be fair, Cole showed great desire to come here. And that's the sort of player we want. The personality and the desire to come here was important. And Cole showed it to be here. And that's why we got our man in Cole Palmer. So in all of that also, whilst he was important, whilst they wanted him to come, obviously the player also showed that he wanted to come to Chelsea. And then they said they will do the deal for our branch friend Cole Palmer for him to come in and then they get a job done. And that's exactly all of the interview. In fact, so we'll put the whole link to the interview. I'll put the link in there on Twitter. I'll post it up. Go and enjoy it. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. All too soon. We come to the end of today's edition of Fiifi-Manfred Tactical Analysis on YouTube. Maybe I'm a catcher. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and then make sure you do choose all. Choose if you share the link, we'll be asking maybe. Thank you. I'll see you. I'm not disappointed as a Ghanaian, but of course, we'll move on. See you. Bye bye.